Hello, everybody.
What's up, guys?
We're back. Another Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This was 14.
Yes.
Man, I don't think we have much to talk about because surprisingly...
No, you really want to know what happened in this episode? Go watch our last episode.
Exactly. We called almost everything. Like,
I'm honestly beginning to wonder if we might be part psychic or this show is just that awful.
I don't know, but at least it seems like this episode was definitely, if last episode was a step in the right direction, this one was definitely like a leap. Like, they tried.
Yeah, again, I think this is a good episode for the most part. It does a couple of things that I kind of scratched my head at. But it definitely did a lot of good things. I just wish this had happened sooner.
Yeah.
Or we had more interesting and better filler
in
between.
I called it. I called Fitz maybe being an LMD.
You did. That portion between him and Gemma,
that was amazing.
that was what I wanted to see, just spread out over the entire group, which is all they had to do.
Exactly.
In order to try and distill this fear into them, and clearly this is exactly what needed to happen for that.
Yeah. And we got the same sort of thing with Daisy and Gemma. It turns out Daisy was not in humans.
Yeah.
Or not in humans. She wasn't an LMD, and they can't replicate powers, but man, her fight scenes.
For the most part, yeah, it was really, really cool, really well done. They demonstrated a lot of really cool choreography. Again, this episode makes me think there are some people in there that are specifically sat aside and said, look, we're out of ideas.
Yeah.
Just make some really cool stuff, and we'll put it in one of them. And I think at this point, they sat down and they said, we didn't have enough cool stuff to space out an entire season, so we're just going to jam-pack as many cool things into an episode as we can. And this one definitely delivered. The fight scene and the death of RoboMac was fucking awesome and brutal.
Oh, man, dude. When
Jesus.
She basically, it was like building a Kamehameha, and then she shot it both ways and just blew RoboMac's head off.
Right.
Oh,
there are two problems that occur. One problem that occurs with that. One problem that occurs with something else that we mentioned. But yeah, she channels an earthquake wave and just shoots it off to both sides, shreds RoboMac's face off, and twists his head away. It was absolutely amazing. It's like Terminator 1 death scene.
Yeah.
You just feel so pumped for it. But for whatever reason, Robo Coulson just flies back and goes, I was minorly inconvenienced.
Yeah, but I mean, they did that so he could meet his end.
Right, but I mean, that's the only reason that happened was because the plot needed him to be elsewhere.
I think it was very, like, kind of convenient that Daisy just happened to find... Why did they make an army of her? Like, that was one of the things that was not answered. There was an army of Robo-Daisies.
There are a few things that aren't answered with this. My most prominent one being, why didn't they just replace Gemma when they had the chance?
Because she was with somebody.
Who was replaced?
Fitz. Fitz was by himself. Fitz, Coulson, Mac, and...
Yeah, but if everybody got the whole knockout drug thing, why didn't they replace her?
No, her and Daisy did that, and they had like gas masks on. Like it didn't show them with gas masks on, but
in the two episodes before when they replaced everybody, when they were in the abandoned warehouse district or whatever.
She went to look for Ada, and Ada never found her. That's really the only reasoning.
Well, that's kind of my thing, though. The only reason she isn't replaced right now is because the plot needs her there.
Well, I feel
it feels like lazy writing in contrivance rather than something that's actually worthwhile.
Well, they had to give us something to build up to, like I said, kind of the S.H.I.E.L.D. Civil War.
Right.
Because you needed some characters still being themselves. That's why, like, Daisy's reason for not being replaced is very obvious. Because she would have fucked her up. Like, she would have wave blasted and blew Ada apart.
Right.
And Ada probably didn't have, like, a backup body at that time. So that's why Daisy wasn't replaced.
Well, you could be right in that they can't replicate inhuman powers.
Yeah. Well,
So,
I think the other thing was just there, like, you know, there was only a certain stretch of time. Like, Ada went for probably the easier targets because you have two semi-injured guys and one guy that's just had the shit beat out of him.
Right.
And then
but
you have
again,
Fitz.
for it, there's not really a reason given why she wasn't. It just happened.
It was more like opportunity, just probably didn't present itself. Because she
Maybe.
went looking for Ada. Ada didn't find her. Ada was
But again,
doing...
that doesn't feel like a good excuse. It
I mean,
doesn't feel like a good reason.
I definitely get what you're saying. Also, I called it with old boy, what's his name? The commander or the benefactor, like the guy.
The Russian?
Yeah, the Russian.
Yeah.
I can't remember what they...
Well, you called most of it, and you didn't call the dumbest part.
Well, anyway, they... Yeah, instead of turning him into an LMD, well, she did, but what she did was, like, somehow, like, cut his body apart and kept his head alive and put his head in this little dome.
She Futurama'd him.
Yeah.
Is what happened. He's now a head in a jar.
Yeah. And
remote controlling this thing.
Yeah.
And that was all I could think of is like, well, why didn't you just have him in a little fish jar with his name labeled beneath him in a nice little gold plaque?
Yeah. And I called it with her, too. She is wanting to become human. Because she read the Darkhold and she wants to feel emotion.
I'm done with the Darkhold. Either they give good reasons for what's going on, or this has been entirely pointless. Because with a comic book, you have to wait a month for the next one to come out, and your primary reason, usually involving magic, doesn't always involve that issue.
Well, we also have like a month till the new episodes.
But it's not constantly shoved in your face. It's like, it's magic. Fuck you. I don't have to explain it. And that it's every time I see this and they bring up the Darkhold, that is exactly what runs through my mind. Is we're not given an explanation. It's just it's magic. Fuck you. And I'm like, I'm tired of having this excuse.
I just want to know, like, why the Darkhold just does different things to different people. Like, here's where they seriously fucked up with that book.
Right.
The first part of the season with Ghost Rider and all that, it let his uncle understand some shit to turn him into, like, a matter mover. Mm-hmm. And now it's just driving, like, robots crazy to want to create, like, a computer cyber world or to have feelings. Like, there's no clear definition of what the hell's in that book.
That's my problem with this, is they're not giving any explanation to what they're doing.
And why did Ada give the book to that dude when the dude's already read it? He sat and read the Darkhold one night.
Because his robot brain hasn't read it.
I guess, dude. Well, if his robot brain is connected to his real brain, still it's the same thing.
Robot brain!
Dude, at least Robo-May, like, redeemed herself this episode.
Yeah, there was some really badass moments in this. Robo-May's redemption, I was sitting there, I was like, you know what, this was really well done. I'm sorry we couldn't keep Robo-May, because I thought she would have been a nice character. It balanced the nature versus nurture side of things, where you had the LMDs who knew they were LMDs going into it, and you had Robo-May who didn't know and was eventually flung into it, and just was like,
I would have definitely liked to see like a May Power Hour.
Exactly, that was what I really wanted to see, but we're not going to see that now.
Yeah, and you did call it. They're now jumping into a third storyline in the Matrix, basically. Right.
It didn't go where we thought it was going to go, but we did get that third story arc.
And we're going to get I mean, since everybody's in that world, outside-wise, the only story we could get is like a yo-yo story.
I guess. I don't know.
I like Yo-Yo, but I don't think she's a strong enough character to.
Well, she hasn't really been developed enough in the world.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. Maybe we get that development now.
Yeah.
I'm worried it'll be forced development.
Yeah.
Which will be bad, which is what's probably going to happen.
We've only had like 2 episodes centered around her ever.
Because we're getting somebody back.
I don't know if we'll actually see him.
I hope not.
Because
if Ward shows his stupid face in this, I might have to replace my computer monitor.
So, to let you guys know, when Gemma and Daisy decided to free everybody from the Matrix, they needed to go into the Matrix and basically.
But why aren't they in their perfect versions?
I think because they backdoor hacked into Ada's program.
Yeah, so but Ada had to go in specifically write the code for everyone else to be happy.
I think she just kind of had like a general thing laid out. Like it was like a general thing laid out.
I don't know.
But when they jumped in, some of the stuff made no sense. Like, Coulson is a racist teacher afraid of Inhumans.
Yeah, he's a teacher somewhere, and he's writing on a blackboard and says, Inhumans and why we should underlined fear them. And it's just like, what the fuck is this?
And then May, it looks like Hydra never fell, and May is like ahead of Hydra.
Yeah.
And then we have...
Which I guess she's like happy she's a super spy still, and like ahead of it. Yeah. I don't know. That just seems like it'd be like... I'm pretty sure when Hydra came out the closet, she would have been right there with Captain America saying, no! Up yours, Hydra! Kicking ass!
She was.
Exactly. Kicking ass, taking names. And so I'm
maybe that's
not really sure what the hell's going on.
Maybe that's why we've seen her twitching and kind of fighting the programming, because that's not her.
Maybe.
I think it may end up being May that gets everybody out of the Matrix, because Gemma, like, she's going to wake up in a coffin. Because she was
apparently,
dead.
Well, we're zooming in on where everybody's at in this world. It zooms in on a tombstone that reads...
Gemma Simmons.
Gemma Eriton?
Oh. I think
whatever her last name is.
No, her last name is Simmons.
No, that's right. Gemma Simmons. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It zooms in on her grave, and that's it. And it's like, well... Okay, I guess she was dead.
So she'll like wake up in her grave and have to bust out. Fitz looks like he's like a multi-billionaire, and Daisy wakes up in the bathtub, and we see a picture of her and Ward together, living all happily coupley, and she gets a message saying, "Wake your boyfriend up. We just got called in." So apparently she might be working for Hydra too. I hope she immediately goes, oh yeah, I'm in a cyber world and need to help my friends.
Right. No, if she immediately looks at this and goes, alright, you're a dick.
Wasn't Mace just kind of like
He'd just kill you.
Was Mace like a senator or something? Or was he like... I can't remember if he got out of the same limo as Fitz and was like Fitz's bodyguard.
That might have been it. I would laugh my ass off if he was the one that was offered the hand.
I'll put the clip.
No,
you see him. Like, we saw him.
Yeah.
We didn't never see who, like, was getting out of that limo. But the one most positive thing about this episode is we finally, we didn't have to deal with him for 3 seasons, got rid of Radcliffe.
Yes.
Because Ada just went, Ada was like, well, technically you created a paradox in my programming and I need you to explain something. And so she slits his wrist, like he explains it to her, and she's like, that clears up everything, and slits his wrist and throws him back into the simulation, so his mind goes in there, but he dies.
Right. I have 2 points then. Point 1, whatever happened to Romo Mace?
Daisy jammed something electrical into him, like an.
Did that kill him though?
Yeah, it fried him.
Oh, okay.
And then...
Okay, follow-up question then. What the hell good is that suit he wears? Because it doesn't protect against electricity. It's not exactly bulletproof, which... Put this clip on there when he's advancing on her. He's got those little mounds on his armor, which was fucking awful looking.
Yeah.
And it really doesn't seem to protect against stab wounds. So...
She, like, hit him...
Is this, like,
I think
decorative armor?
I don't know. I think, like, she hit him in, like, a crevice or a weak point. It's not... And it was never really particularly explained.
I don't know. All right.
I do think it was smart of her and Gemma to pop knockout gas and knock out everybody, because they tried to get the whole base on him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of really good stuff in this episode.
And they kind of went in and systematically took them out one by one. It was, and then they woke up a whole crew and was like, well, if you, like, here's your proof.
Remember, that's the ones that she was training with earlier.
Yeah. One of them was about to just straight stab her until Daisy blew Mac back and freaking his head exploded. She's like, there's proof. And,
it's like, I was going to say I told you so,
like,
but
as the chick's going in with the knife, and it was like, oh.
Yeah, she's got perfect stopping time on that. She's just like, it
was a little ridiculous, but it was funny.
Yeah.
But this episode definitely goes to show there are, I don't know, maybe it's not the writer, maybe it's like, with most TV shows, you change director episode to episode.
Right.
Maybe we've just been hitting a few shitty directors.
Maybe,
and,
I don't know.
Like, they just didn't have a good enough vision. I'm sure, I don't know, just because everything always in the show varies episode to episode, and it just makes me wonder, is this a writing problem? Is it a director problem? Like, what's going on?
There are some problems somewhere in just about everything, but when you go further down this rabbit hole, the more problems you have, the more you accumulate.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think we've
covered just about everything.
Yeah, I can't really think of...
I do have one question for you, though.
Alright.
When Simmons is stabbing RoboFits, just constantly over and over and over in the chest, and he's just like, why are you doing this? Was I the only one who was sitting there getting strong vibes from Archer with Cyborg Barry?
No.
Just constantly saying, you're really not getting this whole indestructible body thing, are you here, champ?
Well, I want to know, like, how she, like, stabbed him in the neck and basically fried him, and then a couple scenes later he's up and walking around again.
No, they, like, hit a main circuitry or something, and they were able to patch him or some bullshit. I don't know.
Oh, well, he got blown up.
Yeah.
Thank you, RoboMay.
Yeah.
And we're done for a month, man.
Ugh.
Like, it's going to be a month until... So, do you
it's
think...
my birthday month, too. Go figure.
Do you think the rest of the season is going to be in their, like, Matrix, or is this going to be, like, a 1-2 episode thing? What are you thinking? Because we have roughly 6 to 7. Well, if this was 14, we're at... There's usually 20 to 22, so we're anywhere from 6 to 8 episodes from being done. I don't think they can drag that story out that long.
Never tempt them, so...
Well, I'd say my guess is we'll get like a 4-4. Like 4 inside this, and then 4...
What's probably going to happen is we're going to have like 2 really shitty filler episodes, and we're going to have 1 decent opening, and probably a mediocre closer.
Until the season finale.
Yeah. But, yeah, I
don't know how Simmons is going to, like, push her way out of a grave.
The same way Uma Thurman did in Kill Bill Volume 2.
Well, maybe.
She 1-inch punched her way out of that fucker.
I don't see Gemma being, Uma Thurman, though, and... Like, she has, like, basic combat skills. And...
You know what? If you're trained by Sonny Chiba, you can do anything, too. But, yeah, I'm honestly really hoping that they pull a 6th episode where they do 3 in the whole VR world and 3 in real life, which it would be essentially Yo-Yo and the recruits fighting the Russian.
Yeah.
And then you have the power struggle in the VR world where they have to reject their fantasies of things being perfect.
I'm definitely getting a very, like, where we're at with...
oh, God, I just realized this.
What?
Oh, it's going to come down to Star Trek 5ing this thing. That's what the end is going to be.
For those who
Shatner's going to appear out of nowhere and go, "No, you can't take my pain. I need my pain. It makes me who I am."
Some people are definitely going to come out of this thing not being the same. I'm getting closer and closer to being scared about Fitz becoming evil.
Let him.
No, he's the best written character on this show. I mean, he'd be one hell of a villain.
My worst fear of this happening is they somehow drag Ward back into the real world in somebody else's body.
There's no fucking way.
Oh, no. No, that's going to happen.
No.
Somebody is going to override somebody else's mind coming back.
They're going to Agent Smith it?
They're going to Agent Smith it.
No. No.
And he's gonna wear stupid sunglasses and he's gonna be like, "I have become more than the machine, Mr. Anderson."
Who would he even replace?
I don't fucking know.
I guess Mace is kind of useless, and him and Coulson got a grudge. But would this version of Ward, because everything's perfect, even have problems with any of them?
I don't know, but you know what would be really, really great? / awful, and a knife in the eye of just about everybody. You replace the Fitz.
And
then you have Fitz Ward running around. Oh, it would be so deliciously awful!
No, Fitz is the best written character on this show besides Gemma.
Yes, and then Gemma has to put him down.
Like, Daisy's a close third, but
it will happen so well. No, what'll probably happen is he'll get, like, Radcliffe in his brain or something. And then he'll be half crazed.
That's a very possible thing, is they do like a whole split personality thing with them.
It'll be dumb.
Or like May's gonna come out of this motherfucker evil and try to start Hydra up again.
Ooh, no, Ward replaces May. And then you have May
Did you
Ward.
just assume my gender?
Coulson, I never realized how freeing this could be.
Oh my god, dude. You know, if their simulation is perfect and they want to love and be happy, them two not being together is certainly a little weird, since they've been pushing the whole May Coulson thing. And she's like a head of Hydra and he's a fucking teacher.
Racist teacher.
Yeah. Unless he's like teaching a racist Hydra class. Like, you need to fear Inhumans. Because we're Hydra.
Fear Inhumans. Nazis are cool. Zig, Heil me up.
Man, I think that about covers everything. I don't know anything we haven't touched
Honestly,
on.
I'm part of me is really refreshed that we're going into this blind without any real predictions about what specifically is going to happen, and part of me is like, this makes no goddamn sense. I should at least have some knowledge of what's going to happen.
Yeah, the whole her and Daisy like jumping in through a back door, they shouldn't have.
That just kind of happened.
They shouldn't have even been like. They shouldn't have woke up in their fantasy. They should have woken up like together, like in a back alley or a phone booth or something like that.
I don't know.
But that didn't happen.
Cynical me when they were Daisy was quaking her, which really sounds sexual. I immediately thought that, and as they were standing there crying and hugging him, just like, yeah, that's right. Now sniff her.
Oh, man.
It was one of the few times Family Guy actually made a point for me.
I think that's about it. Gonna be about it, man. Like,
honestly, yeah. I really hope they keep this to a shorter closer because it's just been so drawn out. I don't care about it anymore.
You know, I think they may be giving us the month off so everybody can binge watch Iron Fist.
That's true.
Maybe there's going to be a tie-in, but probably not because none of the other shows have tied in. But...
Well, I know they're fucked if they come back in April.
Why?
Because you know what else comes back in April?
I'm trying to rack my brain. What?
Mystery Science Goddamn Theater 3000!
Oh, man.
Hell yeah! On Netflix! All of it! Binge watching that shit!
So I'm going to have to force Sean to watch these episodes from now on. That's
yeah, I'll be tied down, fucking...
Sean just watched the
fucking Clockwork Orange style. You get the eyedropper. I've seen the error of my ways.
Well, you have to duct tape your hands behind your back so you can't change it on your computer.
Please, Darmo. I'm already Ronnie McDowell.
As you guys can tell, we're both really tired and lost our fucking minds already. Oh, man. Alright, everybody. I guess that wraps it up. We'll see you guys next time. Later.
Laters.